Let's get more on this story. We're joined in the studio by Oubai Shahbandar, TRT World's defense and political analyst. Good to see you, Oubai. So we've had a very strong response from the Egyptian government. Talk us through exactly what they've said.
Well, we've seen some strong words by President al-Sisi here that they will launch an immediate counterattack against the militants in Sinai. Now, we've seen this response before by the government in Cairo. Let's remember that the militants in Sinai have been launching a steady level of attacks against both civilians and Egyptian security forces in the Sinai since 2013. Although this recent attack is certainly the worst single-day death toll that we've seen in recent memory. It's not clear yet exactly which of the militant groups in Sinai has taken responsibility for this attack, but it's very clear that despite the strong words from Cairo, from Sisi and his military commanders, that they will take revenge against the extremists that launched this horrific attack, the Egyptian government has an insurgency on its hands in Sinai and has certainly gotten out of control. So we are expecting to see much more fighting here in the days and weeks to come, tit for tat, retaliatory attacks against civilians and against security forces by these extremists. But Sinai today is certainly on fire, and I think we're going to see this fighting escalate in the weeks ahead.
We know that no one has claimed responsibility for this attack, and we know that there are a number of militant groups. What about this attack will tell us which particular group could be behind what's happened?
Well, the complexity of this attack certainly has all the hallmarks of Daesh. We're seeing both a combination of gunmen, suicide bombers, and a pre-planned attack to force the civilians out into an area where they could be attacked by gunmen. And then we saw the gunmen lingering behind to attack the first responders that rushed to the scene. And that's why we're seeing such a high death toll. That being said, Al-Qaeda recently announced a new group in Sinai. And we're seeing there's a competition between ISIS and Al-Qaeda in general. And there's competition between ISIS and Al-Qaeda in Sinai. It's not clear yet who is responsible for this attack. It has all the hallmarks of Daesh attacking a Sufi mosque, attacking worshippers at their place of worship to cause a maximum level of panic and fear. But it could also be Al-Qaeda. The fact that there's a myriad of militant groups in Sinai, some of whom have come together and unified, is a very telling and worrying sign that these extremists have a significant amount of impunity in Sinai and that the Egyptian security forces have tough days ahead.
As you say, this has been going on for quite a while, the militant groups in Sinai, and the government has been saying for a long time that they are dealing with it. It's a very closed section of Egypt. There's no media coverage and so on. What is the government going to do differently from now on, do you think?
Well, it's important that you mentioned that, the fact that there's been almost a total media blackout for over 2 years in the Sinai. And that's because critics often say that the Egyptian government simply isn't dealing with the root cause of the problem. This isn't just a terrorist issue. There are local Bedouin communities in Sinai that have real grievances with the central government that is not providing services and that, in many claim, is oppressing them. So the fact of the matter is that ISIS is able to recruit from local communities. This has become a local insurgency that's merged with a terror group. If the Egyptian government is not able to deal with these root causes of the problem, any type of major military operation may have some sort of tactical success, but we fear that these attacks will continue in the future.
Okay, Oubai, really good to talk to you. Oubai Shahbandar there, TRT World's defense and political analyst, joining us.